trying to make sure I get it tied down nice and tight, so that way we don't have any issues. But every time I seem to do this, it takes me like 3 times. Back at it again. This weekend we are heading up to the family cabin. Winter has kind of got here a little bit earlier than usual. And we got the tracks put on the Jeep. My dad's like, oh, we need to get that up there. And so we're like, well, I think we can do this. So we are heading up for the evening, see how the Jeep does. Last year we had a few problems with overheating and things like that, and we got those fixed. So hopefully everything runs smooth.
Yeah, this will be like the trial run of the...
Yeah, this is gonna be the trial run of the year. And we're hoping that if things don't work, we can at least get it back down to the trailer, drag it back down, get something fixed if we need to, you know, those sort of things before, you know, we miss all the snow. Because last year that's kind of what happened, is we took it up there, we used it a few times, but then it kept overheating. So by the time we got it fixed and in the shop and all that stuff, winter was over. So we really didn't get to use it as much as we would have liked to. But I'm super excited to try it out. I mean, it just kind of looks badass too. Those giant tracks and everything. It's gonna be nice to have the heater and all that stuff, instead of open cab and snow blowing in.
I was gonna say, having to put all your snow gear on just to go up.
Yeah, so I think this is gonna be a real fun adventure, so fingers crossed nothing bad happens.
Made it here to the cabin property. Now we're gonna unload the Jeep. It is a little bit wintry here. Unlike home, where we still have green grass, there's a touch of snow. So it's probably a good thing we brought the Jeep with the tracks and not the side-by-side. Of course, if you're a long-time follower, you will know last year's excursion where we got stuck in the side-by-side, had to dig it out. Yeah, that was a whole thing.
Time to get loaded up, see if we can get up the cabin.
Hopefully it's not all dirt. We made a bad choice.
Super nice to be able to load everything in this way instead of on the roof rack of the side-by-side. But also threw in a little step for Kara, because this is pretty tall for somebody that's 5 foot nothing. All right, so got Kara's step out, so I think she can get in.
What that's for?
Yeah.
For your mom?
For you.
Oh, I can handle it.
Well,
It's that, you'll have to reach that.
well, you said you could handle it. All right, Kara, let's get in.
Things we have it if I use it.
Isn't that easier? You're welcome, princess.
Thank you.
Not gonna have a lot of conversation in here. It's a little loud.
Yeah,
rattly.
definitely not the quietest thing once these tracks get on.
Yeah. Yeah, really hope that the overheating issues from last year have been remedied. So, we'll see. Just taking it nice and easy on the way up here.
Looks like we've hit the end of the dirt.
We are at the end of the dirt now to see how the tracks do. Somebody's been plowing up till this point because the neighbors do an Airbnb. Get this rattle trap going. This is going to be the real test. We have to get up this hill to the cabin, and it's pretty dang steep. Last year we kept getting stuck. Now granted, there was like 3 feet of snow last year. There's only like a foot right now, if that. So we're hoping to really get it packed down, so that way the rest of the year we don't have that issue of being, you know, digging down too much. But we'll see if it can do it. Here we go.
It'll be a bumpy ride.
Oh, it's doing it. It's doing it. Here we go. Oh.
Put on your feet.
Right up to the back door, no problem. Let's go on and get in the cabin. It feels so good to be up here at the cabin. We have not been up here since Christmas last year, and it's November. We have more snow than usual this time of the year, which is awesome to get the tracks on the Jeep and get it up here. But it's just so much fun to hang out and just be back to chilling at the cabin. I haven't heard anybody come up yet. I don't know if it shows up. Ours are the only tracks. It's one of the greatest parts about winter at the cabin is nobody else is up here. Kara has dinner going. Looks like dinner's done, huh, Kara?
Yeah.
What we got going?
Little spiral ham and good old funeral potatoes.
Do you guys call them funeral potatoes where you're at? Here in Utah.
We call them funeral potatoes or cheesy potatoes.
They're funeral potatoes in Utah.
They're funeral potatoes. Yeah. I don't know what else they're called.
Yeah, it's hash browns, cheese. If you go to a funeral in Utah, you're getting funeral potatoes.
Ham.
And ham.
And a roll.
Yeah.
Just comfort food.
Comfort food. Perfect for the cabin. We're just going to enjoy the evening. And then tomorrow, maybe cruise the Jeep around a little bit, see how it does. Make sure everything's all good to go. That way we don't leave it up here and have some issue that my parents have to deal with. Now, let us know what you think. Is the Jeep there out to go? Should we, you know, maybe have done a side-by-side with tracks like we used to have? What's your overall thoughts on that? Also, do you want to, you know, see more of the cabin, that sort of stuff? Because, you know, in the winter, we're always looking to put out something. So if people are interested, we can do more of that stuff. It's morning, and it was a cold night. Gosh. Beautiful up here, though. One thing that we were told to do is my dad wants me to make as many passes up and down this hill as possible. That way, we get a good base build up for the tracks to get up. Last year when we came up, there was like 3 feet of snow with no base, and the Jeep just sunk. We're thinking if we can build up kind of a base that the tracks can go down to and be firm, then they should be able to get up here to the top. It just makes it so much easier for them to get in and out up here rather than try to pack everything up the hill from the road. If you remember last year around Christmas when Kara and I came up, we'll link the video here, we got stuck right down there with the Can-Am, and then we had to pack everything up the hill. And when you're in 3 feet of snow, that just sucks. So we're gonna try to pack this down so that way that doesn't happen to my parents, because they're getting a little bit too old to be packing stuff up and down the hill. It's kind of the reason they went with the Jeep, with the tracks, is to avoid that. So I'm gonna make a few passes, see how it does.
Straighten up. Deer. I don't know if you can see, but there's deer right there in the clearing. They're watching this weird thing roll backwards.
That is way harder than I thought to back down. The control, it just slips and slides a little bit, so. But it seems to be packing down, so I'll go down one more time and then come back up. Then we'll go drive around to make sure everything's running good. Because one of the big things about bringing it up this weekend was make sure it's running now rather than in December when we really need it. So one more pass.
Just making his one last pass, pack down the road. Getting the hang of things, it looks like.
Let's go for a cruise.
Okay.
Climb on up, hon. Don't get slammed in the door.
I'm trying.
Watch your hands.
As you were saying,
it doesn't handle like regular. It does handle very different, but starting to get used to it. The one thing is the mobility, everything's just a little bit slower, so just have to take that into account. But we'll cruise up the road here, see how it does. It does climb up the hill pretty good though, didn't it? It seemed to me.
it seemed like it, yes.
Climbed up really good. And I know this is gonna make you happy, Kara. It's gonna help make that tube and hill way better for all that snow to be packed down. You're gonna be flying on that thing.
We're gonna have to make a great big berm to make the hill, or
Yeah.
the turn.
Yeah, so we'll just head up this road. Nobody's been up it.
The deer.
Deer, and that's about it. Well, we accidentally pressed the down button on the window and now it won't go back up. And we can't leave it up here for the winter with the window down. And so I'm trying to fix it, which I'm just tearing stuff apart hoping that it all of a sudden starts to work. I don't know what's happening with it. Because the down button works, but the up button does not.
Well, actually, neither are working now.
Oh no, it'll go down if I touch it. It goes down.
Does it?
Yes. And I think this has been a problem before because this whole thing's been glued back in place. So whoever's taken it out before has broke it pretty bad. I just cannot get it to push up enough.
Even manually push it up.
No, I can't. Well, I mean, it's that electric motor's not turning, so I mean, it's just kind of locked in place. I mean, now that I got the door completely ripped apart, I decided to hop on YouTube, see what people say, because that's the answer to everything. And I guess this window lock button right here on the driver's side malfunctions all the time. So they said come over and push it a few times and see if it worked. And
ta-da!
ta-da, it worked. So I guess I can put the door back together and stop worrying so much, but I had no idea that was even there. And I don't know why that's the problem. Does that switch over there even work now, Kara? Well, I guess we need to put the key back in.
Oh.
There it goes. Just fiddling around with that, got it going. Who knew? All right, crisis averted. Luckily, this wasn't in the best shape, so these that I broke aren't too big of a deal. All right, Kara, which one do you want to drive? Do you want to drive the Jeep down or the Can-Am?
Well, if the choice is mine, I'm gonna take that.
You think you can do it?
Well, it's warmer.
All right, well.
Gotta learn sometime.
Yeah.
Right?
How's it going, hon? What's the temperature at?
Low and slow.
Just under 210?
It's more like oh, it's going up now.
Yeah, it's fine. Okay. All right, just wanted to check, make sure everything was running good.
Yeah.
How was it to drive?
Just fine.
Just fine? Nice. Careful on this icy part, because I don't know how these stop on ice. So,
Okay.
yeah. I guess all weekends have to come to an end, right, Kara?
Yeah, sadly.
Yeah.
I thought the Jeep worked great. The snow's always kind of been an issue. We've had, you know, the snowmobiles, but there's always dirt before you get to where you're going, and that's a hassle. But this did great. Dirt, snow, little rumbly, little loud, but as soon as you hit snow, it's just like smooth, and you don't even realize you're driving tracks. Thanks for catching us. Tell us your thoughts on the Jeep. Thank you for watching. We do appreciate your viewership. Remember to like, subscribe, and as always, enjoy your weekend. The things I do to get B-roll.